It is wonderful to see all of our viewers again, and I am super excited for today's session. We're going to be kicking off the main story of Silent Empire today, and I am so excited. Also, fun fact, we have cameras now for the other four. They would have been ready yesterday, but things happened, and it caused us to go insane, and we had to cut it last minute, so all you got was me. But now you don't have to just look at my face, you can
Hold
look
up.
at all of the other faces and Zeta's VTuber model.
Hi.
There's still a few kinks to work out, so like there might be times where the cameras get glitchy or that sort of thing. I know one of our people is waiting for um, a better camera to get to them that they ordered, so bear with us a little bit. But you can see their faces now. Yay!
Yay.
Alrighty. So, first off, I do want to say right before we get in, we do have a sponsorship with HelloFresh, uh, and today is our giveaway. So those are just the two things I wanted to say. You'll hear more about the sponsorship with HelloFresh at a later date. I'm not a business person, so I don't know what to say about that. Um,
I've actually used HelloFresh. I can personally attest for it while living alone at college. It was super helpful for me because I hated cooking and was a 20 credit hour student on top of having a part time job. So, HelloFresh is definitely convenient, even if you are a single adult such as myself.
Wonderful. Cool, cool. That's a great testament. I will be trying them out soon because I will be ordering one to see what it is like before I give my take on it. Um, but it is good to hear that I am looking forward to some good meals in the future. All right. Besides that, oh, and if you guys want to support us because we're not sponsored by them, there is a link. I will set, I believe I already have a command set up for it. So you will see the link once or twice during the stream. If you click on that, you can order it through. Uh, you can order it through our link. It gets us some money and supports the channel, and that would be great. But I don't want to spend too much time on sponsors because I find those boring in videos, and so I want to get into the second thing, which is our giveaway. During our halfway point break, we will be doing our giveaway. I don't know exactly when that will be, so you guys will just need to watch and find out when it happens, along with the rest of us. And we will be giving away a Frost Giant model, if I am remembering right. Yes, I'm
Yes, it is
remembering
a
right.
frost giant minifig.
It is a Frost Giant pre-painted minifig, so I can't wait to see what happens there. Alright, now that the boring stuff is out of the way, let's get into our wonderful stream. All right, on to when last our noble adventurers left off. We had seen great turmoil, great hardship, and had gotten their butts kicked because they could not figure out how to shoot for their gosh danged life. They had looked through a dwarven tomb and seen the greatest and most horrifying things that they could imagine, along with picking up some memory crystals on the way out, and almost dying. Now they are on their way to a new planet. It, a habitation station has been set up for them by the android team, and they are flying through the drift on their way to the next planet. The planet that you guys are being sent to is a highly, it's a where you're going to be landing is almost like a rainforest type area. It's an incredibly diverse planet of biomes. It has life on it. It has flora and fauna, and it has what looks to be some old ruins from another civilization, though no one's quite sure where or what these ruins are. Um, but there seems to be some signs of habitable life. All right. You guys are drifting through. You guys are drifting. going from beacon to beacon on your way to this planet. The drift is like, if you know Warhammer, you can think of it like the warp. If you know other things, you can think of it like the bubble effect that Star Trek has. It's this faster than light alternate dimension travel. So you guys are traveling through this alternate dimension known as the drift to get to your location. And as you guys are doing it, you're going from beacon to beacon, kind of playing a game of not ping pong, kind of like bouncing it off like an arcade bouncers as you go from one to the other, until eventually you come to the solar system that you guys are meant to be at. And you guys exit the drift, and your starship is now floating in the solar system. The solar system is encapsulated by a ring of ice, not like this giant ring of ice, but like these ice asteroids encapsulate a ring around the solar system, which makes it hard to get in or out by any way other than the drift beacons. If distance wasn't already a reason to use them. And the planet that you are looking for is the third planet from the sun, at about the same location as Earth is in our universe. Who Science officer? You are hailed by a uh, you are hailed by a request for communication.
Uh, Xena is going to take a deep breath and answer it.
You see the face of an android come onto the screen, and this is all of you. All of you see this. Uh, it, is this working? Hello? Hello?
Y-
Hello? Is
yes,
is
yes,
this is this
we can see you.
can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
You can be heard.
Roger,
Yep.
Roger, I can't hear them. Can you fix this? You hear some shuffling in the background, and it turns off. You get another request for communication.
Ah, it's the problem we were having earlier.
This feels oddly
And
familiar.
answers it again.
Uh, hello, hello, are you there?
Yep. Hi.
Oh, I can
Hello.
hear you. Wonderful, wonderful. Hi, hi. All right, Roger, it's working. It's working. Hello. You see the face of an android who is uh silver plating, uh buzz cut, so it looks like hair, but it's just buzz cut down. Don't ask me why most androids have hair in this game. I don't know what it is. I think it's just like nylon fibers or something. I don't know. But it's buzz cut down, and he's wearing survival gear. Hello. Are you our science team, or are you other random people? Because if you're other random people, this planet. Roger, what am I supposed to say? You're supposed to say this planet has been designated by the Starfinder Society as an archaeological survey site. Oh, yes. This planet has been designated as an archaeological survey site, so if you are not the science team, we unfortunately will need to ask you to leave.
Well, you are in luck. We are, in fact, the science team sent here by the Starfinder Society.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hello. The person that you can hear is Roger. You can call me Cambridge, and there's a few other of us that you'll get to meet when you come down here. It's wonderful, wonderful to hear from you. We will be your exploration team and survey team for the remainder of your career, as long as you are working for Starfinder Society. Uh, and I am wonderfully happy to meet you. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to? Can you all introduce yourselves? Actually, never mind. You'll introduce yourself when you get down here. Come on down. Come on down. We got a landing site set up for you. I'll have Roger send you the coordinates, and very, very happy to make your acquaintance. All right, get on down here. And the communication ends. You very shortly receive coordinates on the planet for a landing site.
All right, guess we're guess we're going. I hate doing that. Uh, Pilot,
Yep, I'll get us down to that planet. And I must say, you handled that encounter mighty well. You should be very proud of yourself. Now, I'll take those coordinates.
All right. The coordinates lead you to a densely clouded area, so I'm gonna need a piloting check as you are descending down. It is very heavily clouded and a bit foggy.
we already have our first scratch. Don't want another one.
We're gonna see if
That
we
would
can't
be.
get a scratch per landing.
I got a 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you set it down nice and gently. You see that they built you a landing pad. There's actually two, one for you and one for them. Um, and their ship is a much smaller exploration ship. It's built purely for speed. It has enough room for the androids and the habitation equipment they set up for you guys, um, which is not in the ship currently. Speaking of, there's a habitation station just across from the landing pad. You get another message of communication as you guys land, or a request for communication.
Answering it again.
This is a different person. This is a much bigger. He seems to be built for loading equipment and such. Um, Hi, this is Roger. Just want to make sure before you exit, the air on this planet is not breathable. It is not oxygen. I would suggest you guys putting on some spacesuits. The habitation station has oxygen already. It has an oxygen supply. We found also that it seems that there is oxygen further into the planet. Some of the caves that we discovered have pockets of oxygen, but the surface does not. So, just wanted to tell you that before you tried to step out and breathe a lung full of poison.
Thank you, Roger. That is very helpful information. Guys, we're gonna need spacesuits.
Yeah, don't worry. Sorry, Cambridge gets excited and he forgets things sometimes. And the communication ends.
Now, DM, with our spacesuits, are we going to continue using the armor class based on the armor we selected at the beginning of the game?
I assume all of you selected armor that also acts as spacesuits because there's only like four sets of armor that don't in the game. And second skin does act as a spacesuit.
We were
Excellent.
supposed to have armor.
Right, one of you doesn't have armor, so you are having to actually wear a spacesuit.
Yeah, I could cast a spell, but I'm not gonna waste a spell slot for that, so that's fine.
You're literally walking 20 feet from the spaceship to the habitation station. I just need you to get
Right.
that far without dying.
I could hold my breath, make this a more interesting session.
Oh my god, you guys are going to cause me. You guys are going to cause me to. Also, hi Rosethorn VA. Yes, I agree, space is cool. Um, Unfortunately, the cast of this adventure is idiots and are going to get themselves killed in that cool space.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So I need who? I need you guys to. Okay, so I don't need you guys to do anything yet. All right. So you make your way to the habitation station and open up the door. Inside is a decompression chamber. You guys get in, it decompresses. You guys are now able to breathe without spacesuits. And as the door opens, you are greeted by the very friendly and very excited face of Cambridge, who is much smaller than you thought he was. Ah, hello.
a little lazy.
It is wonderful to meet you all. How is your day been so far?
Uh, our day has been okay.
Splendid,
Uh,
wonderful, absolutely fantabulous. All right, come on inside. We've got a wonderful space station to show you. All right, come on in, come on in. And he ushers you all in hurriedly. You see Roger and two other androids standing in the. It's kind of the dining room slash commons room that is set up for you guys. And Cambridge, as he hurries you all in, goes, "All right, you've already met Roger. I heard that he told you about the unbreathable air. Sorry, I don't breathe air. None of us do. It's why I was sent on these survey missions, so I just completely forgot that you guys needed air. I am so sorry. Unless one of you is one of those species that don't need air. And then, in which case, I was not as much in the wrong, but I still could have ended up getting a few of you killed. And I am so apologetic about that. Truly and deeply apologetic. Roger is our engineer. He also loads all the heavy stuff. He then points to someone else. This is Scout. They are our Scout. They did not decide to choose a new name after leaving the manufacturing line. Scout gives you a little nod. Hello, my name is Scout. It is wonderful to meet you all. Uh, Surveys of the planet have given us very limited data so far, but all data has been forwarded to the computers within this station, so you will be able to find it on any of the computers. He then points to another one, and this is Tough. Tough is the guy who wrecks things, and you get pointed to a ginormous man. This android is just huge, and they just could absolutely level anything they wanted. They're also equipped with mining gear and loading gear, like anything to move or destroy heavy things. So, and lastly, of course, you know me. I'm Cambridge. I'm the one who almost got you killed, and it is wonderful to meet you. Could I know your names?
uh, my name is Xena. I am the de facto leader of this team.
Oh, you're the science leader. Yes, we heard much about you. It is wonderful to meet you. And he shakes your hand a bit more, jostling you a little bit. He's got quite a bit of strength for something so small. And the rest of you?
I am Zalus, this team's engineer, and this drone is VT7, my faithful companion.
Ah, hello, BT7. He starts speaking in binary to BT7. Engineer, do you know binary enough to, like, speak it?
Not to speak it, no.
Alright, well, he is currently speaking binary to the robot. The robot beeps back in also binary. Um, and then he turns to the others. Well, your robot says that you have been quite good owners, and that you also are very bad at surviving things. We hope that that is not true, because if so, you will die. There is quite a bit of dangerous flora and fauna on this planet, and the planet itself is also prone to earthquakes. So I am not hopeful of your survival chances if you are as bad as this robot says that you are. But anyways, on to the next person. Hello, you two. I haven't met you two yet. Please tell me your names.
Well, it's a
I'm
pleasure to meet
Andy.
you.
I'm
Uh,
I'm your local botanist.
Wonderful. You'll love this planet, unless, of course, you get eaten by one of the pre-said dangerous flora. Yes, a few of them do eat living things. They have some very interesting species of carnivorous plants. I think that you will find them quite interesting if, once again, you do not get eaten by them. And lastly, the one with the accent. Who are you?
my name would be Poke. It's a pleasure to meet you all, and I would just like to say that that robot is completely wrong. We are perfectly capable of surviving a little rainforest.
Oh, I think you quite misunderstand. This is not a little rainforest. I get that it would seem that way as you came in, but the rainforest actually covers 90% of this planet. Yes, it is actually an incredibly rainforest dense area. In fact, it has an odd phenomenon where almost all of the water is stored underground, but it but it gets sent up in rain, which then gets funneled back into the ground. The other 10% is mountainous terrain, actually. It has no oceans, which is quite interesting. Unless you go, of course, underground.
You mean to say there's underground oceans?
Uh,
That sounds.
More like giant underground rivers. They are quite expansive and flow throughout the entirety of the planet. They look almost like a root system if you look at them. It is quite interesting.
That does sound very interesting. Will we have a chance to tour some of these underground rivers and tunnels?
That is quite up to you. We will be leaving in a few weeks and leaving you to die or survive on your own. So I am not sure whether or not you will get to explore them. It is completely up to you. I know that your main task is to look into the ruins of this former civilization, but of course I do understand that any scientific exploration is welcome in Starfinder, and I am sure they would be more than happy to have you explore some of the underground rivers, but it is quite up to you, and again, whether or not you survive. Do you have any questions? Good. Wonderful. Well, if there are no questions, then I will be setting us up as the androids and me will be, well, all of us are androids. I don't know why I said the androids and me. All of us androids will be packing up and getting ready to go, and we will be leaving in about a week. It is wonderful to have met you all, and I am glad to know that you will have a at least 25% chance of survival that I've calculated based on this conversation. It is wonderful to meet you. If you have any questions, please seek any of us out before the week is over. If you have questions after the week is over, I am unfortunately sad to say that you will have to ask Guidance for any help. At that point, Guidance will have a log of any of our memories from this current survival expedition, and so she will be able to help you, hopefully. I really do hope you survive, and I hope that we will get to meet again after we leave. And with that, Cambridge and the other androids go out and start getting ready to head out next week. It's going to take them about a few days to pack up, and then they have the rest of the time just to make sure that you guys are not, about to die. So, what do you guys wish to do?
Uh, DM, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do our characters know our mission objective? Like what we're here to do?
Yeah. No, your characters know they got hired for this. They got told the mission briefing.
Hey, do we know as people?
Yes, you guys are here to explore the ruins and to look into the old civilization that used to live here,
Okay.
along with just any other scientific uh, research you wish to do on this planet.
Well, uh, what do you guys think we should do? The other androids are here for about a week. Um, should we just get started?
I guess. I guess we could look at
I
see
don't
what's
see
in the
why
local
not.
area. Uh,
Wonderful to hear. All right. So, you guys are looking into the local area. Cool.
Yeah.
I need each of you to roll on your specific uh, set of objectives, or not objectives, skills. So geologist roll geology, engineer roll engineering. I guess your drone can also survey if you wish.
15.
15. Wonderful. All right.
22 for geology.
17 culture.
Wonderful, wonderful. All righty. So, you guys find. So, each. Sorry, can each of you tell me what you rolled and what it got?
I rolled for culture, got a 17.
Alrighty.
I rolled for life science and got a 10.
I rolled for engineering and got a 15.
I rolled for geology and got a 22.
Alright. So, there is indeed underground rivers, and they are expansive. Like, they are huge. Um, they are also completely natural. You don't see any sign that anything was used to help create them. It is a completely natural system. Uh, Flora, or botany, for a botany person, you find that there are quite a few different variety of plants here. Um, how well did you roll?
I got a 10.
All right, there's quite a few variety, and you start documenting the ones that you find. Um, Zeta, what did you roll?
15 for engineering.
All right, you take a look around the habitat station, make sure that everything is, not about to explode. Looks like the androids did a good job. You don't notice anything that, concerns you. And you also do find all the logs, so anything that they have discovered, you find the logs for. And lastly, Atlas, what did you roll?
I got a 17 for culture.
All right. You look into the pictures and such that have been cataloged of some of the ruins found. It's nothing major. This is clearly an alien civilization. It's not a civilization you have seen before. And cross-referencing it with... Actually, I need a computer's roll to cross-reference it with Starfinder database.
Nice. I have a +4 to that,
Cool.
which would be helpful if I didn't roll a 4. So that's an 8.
You are not able to find anything on the Starfinder database related to it, but you can tell you're having an off day with trying to search it. Um, Zeta, you're the other one who's good with computers. Do you want to make a computer roll to try and help them out?
Yeah, sure. Dirty 20.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I have a plus 12 modifier for computers. We are fine.
Wow. Okay. So yes, you scan through it. You do not find anything on the Starfinder database related to them. This is a completely new civilization that has not yet been documented.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Um, uh, Everything. The pictures that you get do not. Uh, Hello, hello. Okay. Sorry, I was hearing myself for a second. Everything. The pictures that you get do not tell you much about the culture itself, unfortunately. It looks to just be there's nothing culturally significant about it. The best you can tell is that yes, this was a civilization, and yes, they lived here. You will need to go in and check out some of these areas yourself.
Okay. Xena is so excited to do that. Yes, a brand new civilization.
Alrighty, wonderful, wonderful. basically the only reason you're able to tell it's a brand new civilization is because their building structure is not like anything you've seen before.
Right.
Um, Alrighty. So that takes up your first week. The androids head out. They say goodbye. Cambridge comes up to you and goes, "Well, congratulations. Your survival rate has increased to at least 30% as you did not get yourself killed within the first week. But now that we are going to be leaving, it is going to be dropping down to a mere 15%. So I do hope that you survive. Please do not get yourself killed. Those spacesuits and those starships are expensive, and as I have been told, human life is very hard to recreate."
Thank you for that terrifying goodbye, Cambridge.
Goodbye, and I really do hope you have a wonderful time here on this planet. And with that, they get into the ship and head off. They are going to be stopping by a local Starfinder outpost a few systems away to restock on habitation station supplies and setting up their next habitation station at another planet. This will not be for your team. This is for a completely different team. If it was within Cambridge's attitude to say that, Rose, they would have totally said that because basically that's what they said. Oh, sorry. Not all of you can see it. Rose just said, "Hope you survive. Deuces."
Yeah, pretty much.
Uh, that I love that. All right. All right. As you guys are continuing on, um, by the way, Atlas, just are you able to see when someone buys an advantage or disadvantage token?
I am not currently, no.
Can you just make it so you are able to see when someone does that?
I might have to watch us on Twitch just to be able to actually see it happen, but
Will it give like a little notification on Twitch on
it's
stream?
supposed to.
Okay. Well, hopefully it does. Um, I'm just going to hope that it works, because I don't know technology well enough. All right. So your first week is done. Congratulations, you've survived a week. It is now time for you guys to go out on an expedition and actually go look at something past the 20 yards of your habitation station.
Yay!
Wonderful. All right. So, what do you guys want to look into first? Because you guys have heard about a lot. What do you guys want to look into first?
I think. Hmm,
That was a
I
great
think
answer, Zeta.
I do not think, therefore I do not am.
That's not really the way. Wait. Okay.
Uh, well, I might hear what everyone else says first, but I'm thinking of going with the cliche answer of the ruins. It looks like the only place I'll get engineering stuff.
Um, Xena definitely wants to check out the ruins as well. Just wants to get in there and actually study things.
Okay.
Uh, Poke is up for exploring ruins.
All right. Ruins it is. We will say ruins it is. All right. You have so I say ruins. There's only one currently documented. Um, and it's not documented well. They literally just took pictures of the first thing they saw that wasn't natural and then just went, and here's where it is. Have fun. These are surveyors, not scientists. Um, so you guys have coordinates. It's about it's about 6 miles out from your guys' location. If you try to walk that, it's going to take you a while. Luckily, you guys do have a buggy, but can anyone drive it?
What what would that entail?
Well, let me check the skills. By the way, Faye, I'm getting a bit of feedback on your end. I'm not sure why that is.
Uh-oh. I don't.
It's not always, it's just randomly, as I am looking. Oh, it's piloting. Okay, it's just piloting.
All right, I got this, Buggy.
Going
Oh,
from pilot to
alright, I need you to make me a piloting roll to see how well you drive this buggy through an actual rainforest.
16?
You don't crash, surprisingly. You give everyone a bit of a scare a few times. It's close calls a few times, but you do not crash. Uh, you are able to pretty easily go from place to place, just uh, finding your way through the low vines, the roots, and everything. And while everyone's a little bit scared, no one is actively dead, thankfully.
After we finish exploring the ruins, I think we should take this buggy out, do some donuts, maybe some mudding.
I don't know if that's gonna be the greatest idea.
I don't think so.
You
Hmm.
you all scare me. You all scare me deeply.
So as long as you don't damage it beyond repair, I should be able to fix it up.
Oh my god. That's not why I'm
You all scare me deeply. You all deeply scare me. Okay, I someone roll for some someone someone roll survival or oh god, this isn't D&D. One second. Um,
someone rolled something, damn it.
no,
I mean, there is a survival
there is
check.
survival. Someone roll me survival.
Mine's a 1, so we don't want to roll my survival.
We don't want to
Mine
roll
is
mine either.
+2.
You know how I said you guys likely wouldn't survive? I didn't mean you needed to have a zeros in survival. That wasn't what I meant.
Ooh, yeah, we're not gonna want to use that one.
What do you mean we're not gonna want it? What did you roll?
That is a solid 5.
Well, you eventually find your way to the place. Unfortunately, you find your way to the place by crashing into it.
So great.
Unfortunately, your guide, who was holding the map, did not steer you quite right, and the buggy is now firmly implanted into a building. And
No.
engineer, I need you to roll to see how well you can fix this.
Okay.
I swear to God, the
22.
building just jumped out.
How much?
22.
Well, luckily, you are not, in fact, unable to fix it. You think it'll take you an hour, but you can fix it.
Yay!
with the tools on hand, thankfully. Um,
Sorry, guys. I think I was holding the map weird.
it was upside down. All right. Well,
It happens to the best of us.
luckily not. I want to say not too much damage was done to the building, but you're halfway inside it. Um, so after backing the buggy out, um, you have an entrance into this
Overlapping.
building. Um,
Gotta look on the bright side.
gotta look on the bright side. Um, I need a culture roll from our person, and I need fauna roll, or I need botany rolls from another person, and I need geology rolls from our last person. Engineer, I'd have you roll, but you're currently trying to fix the damn car.
If the actual entrance is booby trapped, we have bypassed it.
21.
Okay, 21.
I also rolled a 21.
Jesus.
I got a 12.
Which is just 21 backwards.
You know what? You're not wrong. Unfortunately, not the same roll. All right, botanist. Uh, you notice that they have plants in like pots and that sort of thing, and they don't look native to this, to any of the area that you have seen so far.
Ooh. Can I document them?
Sure, go ahead. They are also not a plant that you have documented yet. As in, you don't see any reference to them in the Starfinder database on your little pad. Um, Geologist. The stone that they built this out of is native far deeper into the. This is like stuff that you would find near the rivers, from the samples that you were given by the androids that matches these. Not something you would find on the surface. And then lastly, our culture person. You find that you guys busted through a mural. You don't know what the mural is anymore. It's dust.
Well, it's a good thing we're archaeologists. I'm an archaeologist. So these people won't be back for their mural.
I guess.
Um, okay. You do find also a small rock um, on what looks to be like a desk.
Okay. Is there something like special about the rock, or is it just a rock?
Do you pick it up and like investigate it,
Yeah,
or
I'm
do
gonna
you
pick
just
up the
leave the
rock.
rock on the table?
I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna pick up the rock.
All right. It's an obsidian-like black surface on the rock, and looks almost like glass. Once you pick it up, though, it starts flashing colors in a weird variety. And you notice that the colors are also so like you'll see a green color, and it will be in this like the form of like some sort of rune or something, like some form of writing, and then it'll
Okay.
move to like another thing and then another thing, and they're different colors, and sometimes you see the same writing but in a different color, and sometimes you see different writing in the same color, and then yeah, it's a rave rock, but it's also writing, and you're not quite sure. You don't know how to translate any of this language at all.
The
um
Rave Runestone. Yeah, I definitely want to keep this for future observations. Is there anything else on the desk?
Um, there's a potted plant that your botanist is currently fawning over. It's half dead, but it's still somehow slightly alive. Um, and
And
there,
still worth being fawned over.
yes, and then there is some sort of mask. Um, it's not like a it. it I need an engineering check from someone.
I'm still
All right.
outside repairing the.
You can bring it to Zeta. You can bring it to your engineer.
Yeah, because I was about to say, what is my engineering? It's a +10. I have a +10 to engineering.
I have a +12.
Fair enough. Hey,
Yes.
I know you're a bit busy with the buggy, but I found this, and I want to know what it does.
Okay. That is a 24.
This is an
Nice.
oxygen mask, although you are not sure for what type of species it would be for.
It looks like some kind of oxygen mask or breathing apparatus.
Hmm. Was there like dust on it when I saw it? Is it like recent or
No, it's fucking old as shit.
okay? Uh,
It's about as old as that mural you plowed through.
I do still want to take pictures of said mural,
What
even
Do,
mural?
though
do you
It's
want
dust. It's a
do you want
hole
to
in the
move the
wall.
do you want to move the buggy out of shot first?
You can tell
well,
it
all
was
right
a
then.
mural because you can see the painted dust.
Never mind.
Want me to tell you what colors that were involved in it? It's quite an impressive array of colors.
Is it the same as it was on the Rave runestone?
I mean, the Rave Runestone like flashed almost every color you can imagine, so sure.
Okay, but no real significance.
Uh, all right. So you guys make your way towards the or wait, no, you guys already are there. So, you guys have a rave rock and you have a breathing apparatus. What else do you guys wish to do while you are at this building?
Can I just have a look around and see what I can make about the way the ruin is built?
Sure. Give me a roll.
Oh, that is a 35. No, 29. Yeah, 29 for.
This would have been a this would have been a sealed uh building. So this would have been sealed off from the outside world in a way that like it could have trapped in a type of gas or something. And you also notice that it has a certain version of a um, decompression chamber of sorts, but you're not quite sure um, how to make it function again.
Is this building all that's there, or were there
Yeah,
other ruins
it's a
in it?
very small building. Like it's literally got the decompression chamber and this room and what looks to be a bed in the room, and that's it. Like the room has a bed and a desk, and that's it.
Mm, okay.
Um, Someone give me a not perception. Is it perception? Yes. Wait. Yes. Someone give me a perception check. Or anyone. I need perception checks.
Okay.
I
8.
rolled a 25.
That is a 7.
8, 7, 25. Some very different numbers. All right. Who got the 25?
I did. Poke.
All right. Poke notices that there is an overgrown vehicle outside of the building. It's a little wide. It's like 20 paces away from the building, and it's covered in vines and growth.
Can I make a check to identify what type of vehicle it is?
Yes, that would be a uh, actually,
I believe it would be culture. And since I have the ace pilot
sure.
background, I get -5 to the DC.
Cool. So make a roll.
18.
All right. You find that you don't know what type of fucking vehicle it is because it's made by aliens. That's like trying to look at like a raft and wondering what type of Honda Civic it is. But I will give you this. You can tell it is kind of built like a buggy. But again, it's not a buggy because this is an alien vehicle, and you can't know what type of Honda Civic the raft is. Rose, technically everything is here is aliens. They're on an alien planet.
Pretty sure the whole party is aliens as well.
I
Technically,
was like, we do be aliens.
technically you are all aliens. Yes, but more alien. God damn it. All right. So yes, there is a vehicle here. Do any of you wish to do anything else?
Can I take a look at the vines on the vehicle?
It's a type of vine you've already identified.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Is the
sorry.
vehicle
I mean it's an alien vine. It's got pretty flowers.
Ooh.
Um,
uh, does
Engineer,
the vehicle
engine.
have any
Sorry,
I am the engineer, yes.
Atlas. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna ask if the vehicle had any technology on it.
Yes, it is. It does have technology, in it.
Okay, because I have a skill that allows me to reduce the DC to identify rare alien or ancient tech by 5.
That's a spell?
Nope, it's just a thing I can do.
Oh, okay. Sure. Identify away.
I don't know. Okay, well, that's a flat roll of 17.
The raft is a Honda Civic. No, I'm kidding.
Damn it.
No, I'll actually give you something here. You can't identify it because again, the raft can't be a Honda Civic. It would be identifiable if this was something that you had encountered before or had access to information about. You don't. But what you do find is that there is a logbook.
Ooh,
And
yoinking that.
this logbook in the technology, so like it's a digital logbook, has locations of another place that it traveled to. It traveled between this place and another place frequently.
Okay. Xena, upon realizing this, is going to just shout back in the general direction of like the rest of the crew. Hey guys, there are other places to check out. This one visited a different place pretty frequently.
Do we know how to get to that place? The buggy's still in quite a state.
I assume the thing has coordinates.
Yes. Well, I mean, it has a location.
Do we have a viable map of this place, or are we just gonna wing it?
I mean, you're making a map. Your surveys gave you like a very. This is a rainforest. Trying to map it out is a pain in the ass. Why do you think maps of the Amazon are such a pain? There's trees
Trees.
that block out everything. Um, so like, yes, is there a map? Yes. Does it mostly show trees? Yes. Is it very helpful? No.
All right, so I guess we're gonna have to find this place ourselves.
Uh,
Every other place, to be honest.
I mean, the logbook has like directions from here to the place. So you have
Oh,
directions to go off of. Hopefully you won't end up in another mural.
yes, we have directions.
I'll give you advantage on
How's
your
the buggy
survival
looking?
roll to try and not get lost following them if you go.
How's the buggy looking?
How is the buggy looking? Give it another 30 minutes and your engineer can fix it. Cool. I'm going to assume we're just going to let the engineer fix it. So after about 30 minutes, the buggy is working again. Um, it can drive once more. Whether or not the engineer is going to let you drive it again is up to them.
I am not going to let you. I am going to drive it.
Hey, I'm still giving directions, so
Alright, I need your advantage survival roll, and engineer, I need a piloting check.
we got this.
I've got decent piloting skill. This is going to be fine. Dirty 20.
21.
Wonderful. You guys make it there without crashing into either a tree or a mural. Yay!
Yay!
Alright, so you guys get there pretty quickly. It takes you about an hour to get there. Um, at pretty high speeds on your buggy. Your buggy can go about 60 miles per hour, if need be. So that's you guys are going about 40 to 50. Um, and after about an hour, you finally get to your location. This is not a single building. This is an entire freaking like city.
Oh.
Interestingly enough, engineer, I need an engineering roll.
Okay. 22.
This is a habitat.
Oh.
This is a very, very old habitat. Doesn't look to be, and you're not sure how much it is functioning. But what you guys are looking at is a dome. It's a giant dome with buildings inside of it. Um, that is currently got trees covering it, which is why you didn't notice the dome earlier.
I think people lived here.
I Zeta, did you just
You,
say I think people lived here?
you said habitat. You said habitat.
Z-
You said habitat.
Zeta, Zeta, that's not what I meant for you to glean when I said you see it's a habitat. Zeta, of course people lived here. There are structures here. What are there habitats on are, is are there man-made habitats on Earth? Zeta.
Technically,
No, no. There other than testing sites, no. Where do we use habitats and habitat stations?
zoos.
I Zeta, you god danged.
Is he wrong though?
Zeta, Zeta, where do we use habitat stations that people live in? I'm gonna give you a hint. It's not on Earth. Rose, shush. I know we all live in habitats. I mean habitat stations.
Space?
Yes. So what does that tell you about this society that lived here?
They're not from this planet.
Or at least they're not from here. But likely, yes, not from this planet. I can't believe you said people lived here. I can't. I. As you guys approach, you see a giant door that is the entry point to the habitat station and the dome. The door is currently closed. Yes, yes, I stopped running. The door is currently closed. What what do you guys wish to do?
Open the door?
Wait,
It is okay, I should also add it is currently closed and it this okay. Have you ever seen a habitat station like ha, have any of you looked into habitat stations? Do any of you have any
no,
knowledge on
no,
actual habitat stations?
No.
no.
Okay, so habitat station doors are electronic. So you can't
Okay.
just open it like a door. Um, because you don't want a creature to just randomly open the habitat station. I need you all to go and play Surviving Mars, the video game, so you have a slight understanding of how living on how possible living on extraterrestrial life would slightly look like.
We are Earthlings. We know nothing of this.
Uh, oh. By the way, if anyone wants to play a game where you get to build a habitat on another world, Surviving Mars is great, and I love that game. All right. I need an engineering check or a computers. Actually, this would be computers. I need a computers check from someone to get into their system and open up the door.
18.
All right. It takes you a while because there's a password and you don't speak the language. And again, it's color and language coded. And again, you're not sure how that language works. So eventually, you're able to figure out the universal language of binary to get in. Um, the habitat doors open. You enter a decompression chamber, and as the decompression chamber opens, you are now in an oxygen and breathable air environment. You are also within the dome. A dome you could not see in well before. That you see is a slightly decayed, but still somehow running uh, habitation station that has that is a this is a big dome, like a few miles long dome. Many buildings inside of it. And the architecture looks a little bit like what you saw before, but is much more design and much less survival oriented. What do you all wish to do? I've never, really quickly, Rose, I've never played Space Engineers. Is it good? Alright, what do you guys wish to do?
Um, can I take out the rave rock that I found an hour ago and cast comprehend languages on myself?
I,
I just want to see if I can read it.
I, um, sorry, one second. I need to look up that spell real quick. I forgot that spell
You can
existed.
understand the spoken or signed words of creatures or read otherwise incomprehensible written or tactile messages.
Wow, that spell does exist, doesn't it?
Yes.
That spell certainly exists. So, to anyone watching, never make a plot point based around discovering and deciphering a language in a game that has a spell like Comprehend Languages. It
Oh, you know what? Hmm.
doesn't work out well. Give me 1 second.
I can just not cast the
No,
spell.
no, no. 1 second, because this doesn't like there's more to the sessions is just figuring out their language, but I didn't expect you guys to figure it out so soon. So I need to rearrange some plot points real quick.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay.
Whoops.
No, no, no. You guys have done nothing wrong. You guys have done nothing wrong. All right, all right. I know what we're doing. I know what we're doing. Okay. So you cast comprehend languages. The rock is a diary. This is their form of written language. Is a color coded and uh, it's a mix of colors and symbols. So imagine a symbol-based language like uh, I forget what the written form of the Japanese language is called. I think it's kanji.
Kanji?
Yes.
Okay.
So imagine kanji, um, but add on colors and color coding.
Okay.
So, along with being like an incredibly diverse set of symbols and such that combine into other symbols and all of that sort of thing, there's also an incredibly diverse um, emotional uh, communication through colors. So they not only communicate ideas but emotions at the same time. And every word has different every symbol is aligned with every symbol is given an emotion when they write it down.
Okay.
So that is what this language looks and talks like. Now, what this diary says is a whole thing. It basically recounts that a whole thing about this guy was stationed at a forward base that was used for uh, scientific surveys and exploration and just making sure that, you know, uh, the planet wasn't about to explode or that sort of thing. Um, that base that you found earlier was a scientific forward base. Although it was still in the early days of development, which is why there wasn't a ton of scientific gear there.
Got it.
This habitation station is where his family lived, the person that lived here. It talks about this. It, from what you can tell, they don't have the same family structure that a lot of other aliens that you can find have. In fact, the closest that you can resemble it to is the Shireen family situation, where they have a female, a male, and a host in their species. But in this, they have something slightly different. It's a sort of polyamorous system, but it's much more like the Shireen, where there is these. Their species seems to be broken up into three different categories of sex. You have what you can closest describe as male, what you can closest describe as female, although there's not a lot of description as to what differentiates these two, so you're not sure what the differentiation is there. And then there's basically hosts slash incubators. And the society seems to be built around incubators being more of a floating part. They are often in multiple different relationships at a time, whereas
Okay.
male and females, or male and female, or whatever link of that, will often link up, and then they will have an incubator that is also part of the relationship, and that incubator is part of other relationships. Seems to be the standard for their species.
Okay.
That
Oh,
is
interesting.
that making sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. All right, so yeah, so you basically have three different types of species, very similar to the Shireen. If you want to see a bit more about how like this sort of thing would work biologically, look at the Shireens. They have it written down in the Starfinder core rulebook much better than I'm explaining it right now. But the societal standards of a normal relationship is different than the Shireens, because where the Shireens will form triads that will stick together, this forms a duo. The standard is a duo with a third person who's also part of the relationship, but that third person is also part of many other relationships.
Okay. So the diary essentially is telling about like this guy and his family and their like experience on this planet
Yes,
before us, I
they were
assume.
born here. So this is a habitat that's been around for at least more than one generation. He was born here, and you think you catch something about his grandfather having also been born here. Um, so this is a multiple generation habitat station.
Okay. Now I'm more concerned about where they went.
So, yeah. Besides that, it's mostly talks about apparently they had a species that was native here that they kind of turned into almost a dog-like creature from what you can tell. Um, but the writings on this creature are mostly emotional and about how much this person loved their pet and less about what they looked like. So you're not
Okay.
sure what species this would be that is native to this planet.
Looking around the habitation station, does it appear that people were in the middle of doing something and it's just been suddenly abandoned? Or does there appear to be some sort of struggle that happened?
Roll.
What do you want me to roll?
Roll perception or investigation or whatever. Yeah, perception. Roll perception.
That would be a 16 for perception.
All right. You see that it looks like just doesn't look like people left. It doesn't look like people. It's just it's as if people just vanished almost. Um, like things were dropped. You see marks that like things were left. Um, you see at least one house that was burned down due to like something being left on that caused a fire eventually. Um, but you're not sure what happened here. Um,
Now, why would a family make themselves a meal and then just get up and leave it the food just sitting here? This just nothing. This is just not adding up,
oh,
guys.
Faye, can you mute yourself while you're not talking? You're getting some bad feedback at the moment. All right, Poke, can you say that again?
It appears that a family just abandoned their food mid-meal. I just don't see this all adding up. Something definitely hokey went on in these parts.
They just vanished?
It would appear so.
Uh, all I know is about one researcher. He was born here, his family lived here. I don't remember whether or not they were native to the planet, but they were here doing scientific research. And the other building we were in, they it was still being built when I guess everyone just disappeared.
Interesting. You said you found a diary of some sort?
Yeah, it's this, and I just pull out the rave rock.
I love that that's just what we're calling it now.
Yep.
Uh, do I recognize the type of material the rave rock is made with?
Roll me a geology roll.
That is a 19 plus 5, so 24.
Nope, and you can guarantee it is not native to this planet. This planet does not have the ability to make something like this. In fact, you're not even sure what type of planet would have the ability to make something like this. Um, you can tell that it's just, you're not even sure how someone would write on this thing, honestly. Especially in the way that it is being written on. You're just not sure at all how that works. But you can guarantee it's not from this planet.
Yeah, I'm stumped. I mean, I've seen plenty of rocks in my days, but never quite one like this.
We have no idea what's going on. Hopefully, it'll be interesting to find out.
I hope that it is too. And with that, we're going to go on our 15-minute break. Alrighty. So we are going on our 15-minute break now. And with that, we are going to do our giveaway. So
Yay!
I am going to see if Nightbot can do this for us.
Okay, I'm gonna go get. Am I gonna? No, no. It's in a lot of boxing. That would take a minute.
Alright, so and the and the winner is if Nightbot can. All right, we will do it after the break, as I figure out Nightbot. Um, but we will be doing the giveaway very shortly. Um, so stick around. We'll be right back. So, hello, hello, everyone. Alrighty, I figure that we can start heading over to the giveaway while some of the other members of the stream are coming back. We can start the giveaway. Alrighty, so if you have not, message in the chat. It helps Nightbot know you're here, and it helps us make sure that you get counted. Alrighty. And the winner is, if no one else is going to message. Alright, I have figured out who the winner is. I will wait a second to see if any of my fellow streamers can get back. Zeta, can you send them a message on Discord?
Sure.
I
I'm
am
here.
here.
I'm just waiting.
I don't know what. You are doubling up a lot. Alright, so people are back. Alright, do you guys want to know who the winner of our wonderful Comfort and Cantrips giveaway is? Our first one ever?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Likely surprising no one. It is. Drumroll, please. Rosethorn VA.
Woo!
Yay!
Alrighty. I will message them to just make sure that they know that they won. If it will let me.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, Rosethorn. If you are, if you have the stream muted, do not worry. We will make sure that you get informed. Alrighty. Well, I am glad to see that we have our winner and we can get started again on the live stream. Alrighty. So, you guys are currently kind of looking about this wonderful place, trying to figure out what's happening here. So, I need you guys to kind of give me some perception rolls, everyone.
9.
19.
13.
Alrighty. So, you guys find some interesting passages that seem to lead further down into the depths of the city.
Do these passages appear to be carved out of the ground?
Um, no. Uh, they appear, I mean, yes, they were dug into the ground, but they also, but they are built metal-wise. So they have been built into the ground. So it's not like a hole. It's a passage.
Yeah, not like a cave system.
Yes, that would be very accurate. All right. So you guys are able to find that the doorway to these passages uh is open, and I'm going to guess you go down into them.
Carefully.
All right.
Yes.
As you guys are venturing down into the dark, somewhat dimly lit by, wiring and such, um, passages, you start to hear creaks and echoes from below. Not of anything, not of any language, but of machinery moving.
Oh.
You guys open up into what looks to be a factory below the city. Specifically, a factory for ships. So, a shipyard.
Kind of ships, like boats or spaceships.
Give me an engineering check to be able to tell just based off of looks.
All right.
21.
These are generation ships. Does anyone here not know what a generation ship is?
At a guess, is it a ship meant to, is it a ship meant to serve over multiple generations of crew?
Yes, they are colony ships. So this is, in real life, this is our most likely way to set up colonies on other stars. A generation ship is meant to um, basically put a bunch of people into cryo sleep and then go out for generations until it gets to the destination, and then it's meant to stay there forever. So it's just meant to get from one place to another and set up a colony.
Okay. You said the technology was active
The
or like
factory
moving?
the factory isn't. Other than the hum of electric lighting in the factory is not. But yes, you can hear something is moving, but it's not this factory. Or at least it's not the factory itself.
But what do you guys think? Should we check out whatever it is making that noise?
Yeah, let's check it out.
but let's err on the side of caution, considering an entire civilization has seemingly disappeared and we don't know how or why yet.
Yes. And as your technically leader, I will be watching you all from behind. And Xena's just going to go to the back of the pack.
As as any good leader would. I
That I
completely understand and respect that decision.
All right. So you guys are going to investigate the noise?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. You guys, as you get closer, stumble upon what looks to be some sort of giant control room, like absolutely ginormous. Like 30 foot by 30 foot control room. It's got things for. Uh, Someone give me an engineering check, real quick.
16.
It has this thing controls literally every part of the habitation station, the factory, everything. This is like the main place for all of it. Um, and it has a big old computer right in the center. So I need someone to make me a computer check. If you can't understand the language, you have disadvantage. If you can, you roll flat.
Would comprehend languages still be up?
No, it's lapsed by now.
Okay.
You would need to cast it again.
Yeah. Well, there are two of us who are particularly good with computers. Uh, I think you have a bit more experience than me. And she's gonna like look towards our engineer.
So I'll see what I can do
Roll me computers with disadvantage.
with disadvantage. Okay. 14.
There is so you figure out how to get this how to work this computer and you stumble upon a hidden file of information. There's an incredibly secure, almost like a vault up in one of the mountains.
Oh, that's interesting.
What did you find?
There's some sort of vault up in the mountains.
Does it say what it has inside?
Does it?
No,
It does not.
but it says that there is something inside from what you can tell. You don't understand the language. You do not know what.
I, it's not empty, but I can't understand the language.
Hmm.
Is
Okay.
there any information on got to the vault and accessed it?
Again, I don't understand the language. All
He
I know
knows
is
there's a vault purely because he found a map. Like he's using pictures. We're going back to like kindergarten levels of understanding. We're using the pictures here. It's honestly a surprise he was able to find his way to this file. And if you asked him to do it again, he probably wouldn't be able to.
Hmm. Well, if that's all we can get from the computer, we could try checking out the rest of the factory.
The factory was in the process of building a generation ship. Like, realize the size of these things is huge, so it was in the process of building one. And it
Okay.
is not complete. You can tell it's
Is
like,
that the noise?
um, the noise, was coming from the control room because the computer was still on.
Mm.
Um, and the control room was still on, so it was creating noise.
It doesn't seem to be a sign of like any recent activity. Same thing as above.
Yeah, no, the factory's been off for a long time, and it was turned off from what you can tell. It didn't like rust and stop. It was turned off.
Hmm.
Well, I would be interested in maybe checking out this generation ship. My family, we've talked a lot about investing some resources into getting one of our own so we can move off of Akaton. And this isn't something you just leave behind. I want to see what's going on inside that ship.
I want you to know a fully built generation ship is like the size of a how do I put it into context? These things usually have to be built in space. Like the only way we could build one is in space. You're not sure how these guys plan to take the parts of this generation ship and ship them up into space. Um, because it is unusual to build one on Earth or not on Earth but on planet. Um, this thing is in pieces because a full generation ship is about the size of like a moon. Like they are huge because they have to have a lot of fuel, they have to have a lot of food, they have to have all the supplies to set up a colony, they have to have supplies for a year for the colony to run at minimum so it can be self-sustainable, and it's got an entire suite of like hundreds of human or hundreds of people. So these are like huge vessels. So that, sorry, actually, I can tell you the generation ship you guys are familiar with because there's only one in Starfinder. There's only one generation ship in Starfinder. So your family would not be looking at buying a generation ship. You can't. There's only one in Starfinder, and it is currently the home world of Lashuntas, because the Lashunta species sent a generation ship to the Pact worlds only to find out that it was already inhabited. And this is something that is the size of a planet.
Oh,
So like just saying, oh yeah, we're just gonna walk around and investigate the generation ship. Like, do you have like a year to investigate all the
we won't.
pieces? And again, this is only like half built, so and it's in pieces that still need to be put together. But you aren't wrong. This isn't something you would just leave around. Um, these things are rare and incredibly cost prohibitive to build. All right. So what is your guys' plan? By the way, for a scope on this factory is about as big as the habitat station above you was.
Okay.
I should have
How much?
said that earlier.
How much of the city have we already explored?
I mean, you've gotten a brief run through the city. Like, you've seen some of it, and you went down to the factories, and you've seen a bit of the factories, and you've seen the control room.
I wonder if there's any more to explore down here.
There definitely is. You have like 90% of a factory and a habitation yet to have been explored.
God.
Like, you guys looked through like one building and like a building in the habitat station.
Well, wherever we can go, I guess we should.
All right. Each of you give me your roles for your skills as you guys are like looking through all of this.
30 for engineering.
God, Jesus, what is your plus to engineering?
12.
All right. You see that um it looks like you figure out how they were planning on getting these parts off planet. And you also see that this is a highly advanced technology, like on par with some of the stuff you see on like cutting edge of the Pact worlds. This is all highly advanced. This was not a civilization knocking sticks together. They knew what they were doing. Um, and the plan they have what basically amounts to a giant cannon that can shoot things off planet. Um, and you see that there are a few parts already loaded into the shells, which are these giant, incredibly tough shells that are put around the parts that are launched out, and then the shells come falling back, and the rest of it just stays out there to be put together in space.
Okay.
If anyone can tell me what book that idea is from, I will give you a prize.
I got a 15 for culture.
All right, you find a statue of one of them.
Do you know what
These
they look like?
are and the statue is made of a similar material to the rock that you have. Um, so these creatures, or what you assume to be these creatures, to be fair, it could just be art, but you assume it's one of them. They look to be a sort of amphibious reptilian um, like species. They have very I mean, the you can't tell color from the statue because it's all black other than the times when it's, I guess, acting like the Rave Rock and uh, writing is appearing on it. So you can't tell colors. But they have um, adaptations for both land and sea. They've got webbing to help them swim. They have a big old finned tail that um, could easily power them through water. But the tail also doubles as a counterbalance because they have a fairly hefty form by the looks of it, and the tail counterbalances them back when they're on land. And they have big claws um, on their feet. Like these guys, these guys can grip into things with their feet. Whereas their hands are look to have been built to be a bit more dexterous. Um, you can see what looks to be gills along the sides of their neck and along the sides of their thighs. Um, and along with that, you also see that they have, or at least this one has, a big old frill that runs from the forehead all the way down the tail.
Okay.
And again,
It
this
takes
is acting like the rock, and it's trying to speak to you, but you don't have comprehend languages at the moment.
Yes, I do.
Next. Well, did you cast it?
None of those other spells are really helpful for combat. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Comprehend Languages again.
All right. This is kind of like a statue's plaque, is how it reads. Um, it is, other than the weirdness of this language, doesn't have a start or beginning. Um, which is another quirk you're finding out. So it's very hard to tell where you're meant to start. Because it takes you a little while to figure out how they denote the starting place of their language versus the end of a sentence.
Okay.
So that's throwing you for a loop. But once you figure out where this one's supposed to start, this is a statue dedicated to the first people who landed on this planet, the original explorers, um, and is um, a show of their ability to overcome resistance and fight against the odds to find a home on another new planet.
Okay. While Comprehend Languages is up, I'm just gonna try and read as much as possible.
Of what?
Pretty much anything readable.
Uh,
Might go back down to the factory and try to figure out the computer. It really does. Just trying to make the most out of the 1 hour spell.
Zeta, you see your friend rush down to the factory and like run past you towards the computer trying to beat their clock, even though they got a full hour. Um,
I have to learn.
give me a computers check to see how much you can learn from the computer.
That is a 16 plus. Where is it? It's in alphabetical order. Dirty 20.
Uh, you are, because it's still open onto the file, you are able to read what is in there. Whatever is in there is nicknamed Project Fracture. Um,
Okay.
and the rest of the computer is mostly just, there's not a lot of information on it. It's mostly you figure out how to use it to turn things on and off. So yay. Um,
Valuable information.
you can shoot the cannon. No, I'm kidding. It's not loaded.
Oh, I was like, can I shoot?
No, it's not loaded with anything. And it's not primed or anything. Um, but yeah, so you
Oh,
see how the
someone
whole
give
thing
me a
works.
cannon.
The only things still on are life support and some very basic functions of like keeping electricity going to this place. They seem to be
Okay,
using mostly hydroelectricity to power this place using the underground rivers.
that makes sense.
These are, by the way, these are power, like looking onto the computer, the amount of power that these rivers are generating, these rivers are powerful. Like, no way in hell you would be able to try and swim in one.
Good to know.
Um, these things are going fast and are going with a lot of force. So yeah, who's botanist? Tell me what you got.
Got a dirty 20.
All right. You find, fun enough, that uh you find a lot of plants that are not native to this planet throughout the habitat station, along with a plant that seems to be their main supplier of oxygen. It's a very efficient oxygen supplier. It is really good at ripping out at ripping out dioxide from the air and just sending out oxygen. Just it does it really quickly, really efficiently. And this seems to be their main. This is like the main plant you see around. And you also
Okay.
see that there were a few that got loaded onto the generation ships. So the generation ships that they were building, a few got loaded onto one of the parts.
Okay.
All right. Besides that, you actually see very few native planets in here. Um, and the ones you do are actually from the below ground rivers, because they're the only ones that use oxygen. The rest of them actually are not built for this atmosphere that is inside the habitation station. Um, oh, and you're a botanist, so you would recognize this. You notice that there were projects for terraforming that were being discussed. Um, or I mean, I guess there were projects for terraforming that were being built. You can't read the language, but you can tell a terraforming project when you see it.
Hey guys. Wait, is anyone within talking distance?
I mean, let me get to the last person, and then you guys will be.
Okay.
All right. Rock person.
I got a 19 for geology.
All right. You see a few more of these like gravestones throughout. They're not exceptionally common, but they exist. Um, and were currently brought here in pretty big quantities. And you can tell um, that they mined out a good bit of the rock near the rivers, for convenience's sake of it being the only place with oxygen, um, to make quite a few of these buildings. Although you are starting to see some buildings, they seem to be the newer buildings, or not, sorry, they seem to be the older buildings, that are made with rocks that you would find near the surface. Um, and yeah, there's a lot of non-native to this planet stuff here, building material wise. All right, so you, all right, so now you guys can talk to each other about this stuff.
So I guess they were trying to terraform this planet.
That would make sense based on my observations of the architecture. It appeared they used to start off with using the kind of clay deposits at the surface, but as the civilization has grown, they started to mine these river rocks, which is mostly like this limestone like material. Um, it would definitely make sense if they terraformed in order to better live in this environment.
Alrighty. Well, now that you guys have had a second to look around, um, so you guys have now explored this place. Um, I mean, not completely. You haven't flipped over every single rock and stone and everything in here, but you've actually like this took about a week of exploration, for all of you. You guys have been here for about
Oh
a
wow.
week. going back and forth with your buggy whenever you guys need to go back to the habitat station to sleep and log notes. Uh, as you guys are coming back for the night, you get a message from guidance at your at your station over holograph over hologram. Ugh. Hello. Um, I seem to be getting now that we have set up more of a permanent base here, and I've been able to get some minor survey equipment set up. There are massive energy readings coming from one of the mountains nearby. As in, it makes the habitat station look like a light bulb compared to a nuclear power plant.
Okay. Is
Nearby
that the
is it?
same mountain we
Yes, it is the same mountain that the vault is in.
How close is it?
Um, it's in the nearest mountain range. I would say it would likely be a day's drive to get all the way up, with the best case scenario.
I say we go for it.
We are here to figure things out.
Well, then I guess we should investigate it then.
That is wonderful to hear. Once again, I will posit a word of warning. Um, Nuclear power plant versus light bulb. Um, I can't even feasibly uh, hope to express how much energy is going into or being used in whatever is in here. But at the same time, Starfinder will love to have you investigate it, and if you do die, once again, we have already gotten your paperwork filled out for final resting places.
Right. Thank you, guidance.
Of course.
So, we're heading to the mountains.
Yes. So, are you guys gonna head up to the mountains?
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
I need a piloting roll from whoever's piloting this buggy.
18.
Alright. You do not fall off the mountain. You actually do make your way up. It is steep, it is not an easy drive, but you eventually find your way to a set of giant doors. These are also electrical, and I need a computer check to get in.
Does the science officer want to do it, or should I?
I sure can. Uh, you probably should have done that. That is an 11.
Yeah, you're getting nowhere with it. Engineer, can you try it?
26.
Oh yeah, you open that thing up like it's nothing. You've
Thank
already done
you.
this once. You just guys have now opened the doors. Do you wish to go inside?
Yes.
Yes, Xena is once again in the back of the pack.
All right. Cool. So you guys are working your way into this place. Lights are coming on as you guys are going through, giving you illumination as you walk, and the doors close behind you. This seems to be some sort of incredibly advanced research station. It's also got oxygen uh, flowing through it, and once the doors are closed, it kind of repressurizes. And you guys are making your way through. You guys come into this giant laboratory. There's clearly many, but this seems to be the main one. And in the center, you see floating in this tube a something. It engineer, I need an engineering roll.
23.
Cool. This is part of a motherboard of sorts, but it seems really, really freaking advanced. Like, that's the best you can tell about it. I think this is part of a motherboard. I can tell nothing else about this.
I relay that to the party. It's a motherboard for a computer, not much else about it.
As you guys are doing this, I need everyone to make me a perception roll.
That would be
13.
a nat 20.
Alright, you notice that there's something watching you.
6. Ooh,
Can I tell what is watching us?
No, unfortunately. You know where it's watching you from. It's watching you from around a corner in the laboratory.
All right, guys, I don't mean to make anybody nervous, but there is definitely something watching us from around that corner.
how is that supposed to not make me nervous?
I said I didn't want to make you nervous.
I'm a scientist.
I'm gonna take my fastball blaster out.
I'm going to also draw my laser pistol.
Now it can probably see us doing this right now, but maybe if we're really quiet, we can sneak up on it still.
I'm gonna get out just one of my knives and try to
I
shrink
guess I'll get
into,
out my pistol.
As you look
just
back
into
to
the
where it was, you notice it's not there anymore.
Now again, I don't want to frighten anybody, but now it seems to have left its position.
We're all gonna die.
What are we looking for? You hear from behind you.
We're not gonna die. Uh, Hi?
Behind you is the robotic form of an animal, you think? It seems about the size of a large dog and is feline, reptilian ish? You're not entirely sure if you're being honest, but it looks like an animal. You're gonna guess native to here, but it's a robot. And it talks. Uh, what are we looking for? What are you trying to find?
Well, we had some interesting readings that there was a lot of power coming from this vault.
Oh, yes, that would be me.
And you are.
Oh, yes, sorry, I've been studying your languages based on how you all have been talking, but there's still some words I'm not quite familiar with. Um, hmm, entity, large, hmm. This is what happens when you're trying to piece together a language from just things you've overheard. Um, none of you happen to speak the language of the people who used to live here, do you? No, no. Hmm. How do I explain what I am? Um, uh, overseer, um, builder, explorer. I mean, these are all words associated with me. Uh, what's the word? What's the word? Hmm. How do I explain this? This creature is lost in thought.
Well, it looks like a robot cat frog.
I also see a little bit of a dog in there.
Yeah, yeah, I see that too.
Well, it's good to meet you.
Ah, yeah, it's good to meet you too. Um, my name is Niaka. Uh,
Okay.
sorry, I'm still piecing together your language. You wouldn't happen to have a dictionary, would you?
Not on me.
Unfortunate, unfortunate. Hmm. Could I plug into one of your brains? No, that's rude to ask in the first meeting. Huh. What does what in your language is the word for an all powerful explorer, creator, what's
A
God?
God.
yes,
I
that's
was
the
just
word.
gonna
I am a
say.
god.
What?
Well, a piece of one. I'm a fragment of a god. Well, I mean, I guess I am a god in my own right, but I am a piece of another god. It's a convoluted story, and
Are
honestly, I
you
don't know most of it myself.
are you a nice
You
piece?
Um, I don't know. That depends on what you consider nice.
Not killing us.
Oh, no, no. If I wanted to kill you, you'd be far long dead by now. I would have just killed you when you were first in the habitat station.
You you've been watching us since we left the habitat station?
Yes, there's a connection between this research station and the habitat station and the research station that you first drove into. By the way, that was a very pretty mural. Um, I Why
For
did you
some
drive
reason,
into that?
We were
Understood. Yes, no. I am the species that used to live here. I am their god of exploration and a little bit of creation. Not my main
would
domain though. That would be one of the other fragments.
would you happen to know anything about a project fracture?
Yes, a little. Not really. A bit, yes, no, sort of. What I do know is I am part of Project Fracture. Um, and I know that Project Fracture involves my original form, which was the original god. And that is also a Project Fracture. I mean, I guess it is me, but. And he points to the motherboard.
Oh, okay. Wait. You said that is also part of you?
Well, it is me. That is me. This is a form I am inhabiting. That is me.
Oh. Oh, and the other parts of you?
Scattered. Not sure where. Well, actually, I have an inkling. I can kind of hear them. Um, I think I have an idea of where one of the other parts is, but I'm not sure. Well, I mean, I know where it is, but I'm not sure where it is. What would you call it? A general location. I have a general location of one of the other fragments.
Xena is having a mental breakdown.
And do you have any idea what happens when these fragments are reunited or
Well, I believe I would be made whole again. Not sure why we were fractured in the first place. That's one thing I'm not sure about. Why the fracture happened in the first place. Why Project Fracture happened. Although I do believe it has something to do with where the original species that worshipped us went.
yeah, it seems like maybe maybe reuniting these fractured pieces is a bad idea.
I remember being benevolent originally.
Originally.
Yes. Well, I am still fairly nice. All I remember is that there is some part of me that was created during the fracture that was not nice. And it's why they're gone. But I don't remember quite why. I remember a lot of screaming and fire. But I don't quite know where that fracture is or what happened. Sorry, my memories are, well, fractured. My knowledge of what happened to before we were fractured and my knowledge of what happened after is flashes at best. All I know is I was part of a whole originally, and now I am not. And now I am stored here. I also know that we were created originally, but not by these people. No, they didn't create us. Something else did. Sorry, I am probably boring you. But you are explorers, so you are under my domain, and it is quite nice to meet explorers.
Quite nice to meet yourself.
Oh, well, I've met myself quite a few times.
For us to meet you, I mean.
Oh, yes, yes, I'm sure that it's quite nice. Um, Not every day that you get to meet a god, unless it is. Do you meet your gods a lot?
No, we
Interesting,
don't.
interesting.
You you said you had a general location of the others.
Ah, yes. I have the best location I have is the one closest by. I know the solar system, and I might have an idea of the planet, but besides that, I'm not sure where the next one is. I do know she's not as nice, but I could not tell you much more about her. Be careful though.
And
So you're on different planets.
We're on different solar systems, dear.
each of you?
Well, yes. The species who created this laboratory um, was quite the explorers. That's why I was a major piece of their god. Um, and they traveled throughout a large area. I do know that we used to all of us fragments used to live on their home world. And I have a feeling that we should be returned at some point. But I'm
How
not sure where that is.
how many of you are there?
I don't know, honestly. It could be anywhere from 10 to 100, if we're being honest. I'm not sure.
Ha!
We have a vague connection to each other, but I'm a rather small fracture of a much larger whole.
So are you able to leave this planet?
No, unfortunately, I'm tied to, well, I'm tied to me. Can't exactly walk around, can I?
Oh, yes. Considering you are a giant computer, I forgot that you do not have actual legs. Now, I mean, no offense to this creature you're inhabiting; those legs are pretty real. But I mean, you know what I mean.
Well, yes. I guess I could have started back up the generation ship and put the motherboard on there, but or and put I guess myself on there, but didn't really see a point honestly. There was enough to explore here. That being said, I am running out of things to explore.
Xena is going to use the limited telepath ability that Lashuntas have, and is just gonna mentally like, so are we going to piece this person being back together? And are we reporting it to the Starfinder Society?
I I think we should report this to the Starfinder Society. It's a fairly big discovery, and they're expecting some report from us on what was in the vault.
Hmm.
I think we should definitely report it, but I'm afraid what'll happen if we get this thing back together. I mean, it was split up for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But like, I really want to know what's gonna happen if we put it all together again.
Curiosity can be a deadly thing, but also incredibly addictive. So I'm kind of with Poke on this one.
You know, they say curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. I'm hoping that we end up satisfied with this one.
I do think that we should report it, but like, what if they destroy it?
Should we report it after we get it back together?
The Starfinder Society is not in the habit of destroying new finds. In fact, it's kind of one of their flaws, is they are more likely to try and learn more about something than destroy it, even if they think it's dangerous.
Well, I mean, we were sent here to like, do the digging into the past thing and civilizations, and apparently these guys have been all over, and almost everywhere they've been, there's a fragment. So we're technically still doing our jobs.
Guys, we're dealing with a god here.
No.
Can you just imagine all the other guys, though, back at Starfinder Society when they find out that we have a mission with God? They're gonna be so jealous of us.
Oh, I hate to admit it, but this might actually like boost our standing in the Starfinder Society, especially after last mission.
Would definitely make up for last mission.
Zeta, could
Yeah,
you roll another engineering check for me?
I
Okay.
don't like that.
16.
If you haven't put it together yet, your character has. This is an artificial god. Like, this god is not stored in the motherboard. The motherboard is the god. Someone made a god.
That feels so much cooler, actually, than a god being stuck in a piece of
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah, it's not stuck in there. That is the god's motherboard.
I know, that's the point.
So-
That's my point.
Okay,
So
we
can
find.
we load God onto a JPEG?
No. In fact, that's why this place is using like such an insane amount of power, is because it's trying to run a god.
I think we should tell Guidance what we found
We
and
should.
see if any more
Reminder,
instructions.
I am in your suit.
That
Guidance.
seems like an
Guidance.
invasion of privacy.
Guidance, we need guidance.
What do you have questions about?
Ah, we found a fragment of, and this is out loud now. We found a fragment of an artificial god, and there are other fragments, and it's kind of important to the mission of like this whole civilization because it was one of theirs.
If we get it back to Starfinder HQ, we might be able to help. Well, we will at least be able to power it there. I do not see your ship being able to power something of that size. I I am not sure, honestly. Maybe ask the god on this one. Sorry, but,
What was the
artificial gods are not exactly my realm of speciality.
You're an artificial intelligence.
I need you to understand, I am an artificial intelligence made up of the memories and personalities of every single First Seeker and many other important members of Starfinder before it. Now that is impressive, and it takes a lot to run me, because I am an incredibly impressive AI. I'm one of the most impressive AIs Starfinder has ever seen. The only AI that is more impressive than me is the only known AI god, well, I guess before this one, that lives on the metal planet of robots. And that is the god of the robots, and they built that god. That god is a Skynet entity. Like, I don't know. I am an impressive AI, yes, given. This is a actual built god. This isn't even the same as that artificial. That's just an artificial intel. The one that we know of is just an artificial intelligence that got really, really advanced to the point that it has been worshipped as a god. This is an actual god made out of machinery. There is divine magic in that motherboard. This is a mix of divinity and machine. And you expect me to do what? The thinking on
You're right, guidance.
the thinking on the fly thing is for humans to do. It's for you squishy people. I am an advice giver. I don't know what the fuck to tell you here. It's your squishy job to make up whatever bullshit you're going to do here. Because I have no programming that tells me what the fuck to do at this point. No First Seeker ever encountered a god before and just decided, let alone one that has been fractured into pieces, and then also a god that has been made by something else. Like, I have no protocol for this. I have no I have no ones and zeros to run that tell me what to do here. The best I can tell you is good luck. Your survival chances are a solid 10%. I don't know what to tell you here.
So we have clearance to leave the planet and find it?
Sure. I don't know. That's not my job. That's the First Seeker's job. Again, the fleshy bits. I'm not a fleshy bit. I am an artificial intelligence. I run off of programming. I do not know what to do here, and my programming does not know what to do here. It is up to you fleshy bits who make shit up on the fly to figure out what to do here.
Okay, thank you, guidance.
Uh-huh.
What was the god's name again?
Niaka?
Nakira.
Nakira.
Nakira. Um, what do you think we should do, Nakira, now that we have found a piece of you?
Oh, well, the entity as a whole isn't named Nakira. That is my name. I named myself.
It's a very lovely name.
Thank you.
What do we do?
It was the name of a family pet.
You have a family?
No, someone's family. I mean, I guess the other fragments could be considered a family. I've never met them, though. I mean, I guess I have. I don't remember. We all were one thing once one thing.
Do you want to be one thing again?
I think it'd be very interesting.
That is not a comforting answer.
Sorry, I am not built for comfort. I am a god of exploration, not of comfort.
I think our best bet is just taking you to see the first seeker and then maybe getting the other fragments.
That sounds like an interesting plan. In fact, a great plan. My only question is, what is a first seeker? Is it a god?
First,
Yeah,
not quite God. The first seeker is our boss.
Oh, oh, first seekers and first explorer. Got it. Okay. Understood. I would love to meet them.
I'm sure the first seeker would love to meet you.
Yes. Oh, I will, I should put my motherboard in something you can carry. One second. Um, the motherboard gets shooped into something, and after a hot minute, the dog creature runs off and brings back a case. About, a suitcase type thing, but like a scientific don't breaky the thingy insidey suitcase.
portable god. Okay.
Now, I'm going to run out of power to keep this form fairly soon, so I'm just going to tell you one thing. I can be kept off of power for as long as you need, but I would eventually like to be put back on a power supply. Um, yes, sorry, my brain is slowly turning off as power is being slowly dripped off from cert, and the dog turns off.
Okay.
Well, who, who wants to help me carry the dog to the god to the buggy?
I'll carry God.
I didn't sign up for this.
I think I need a moment to take this all in.
Mm.
Artificial dog, cat, frog god.
Mm.
Alrighty, we're gonna skip to you guys getting back to the first seeker. So you guys are heading back to Absalom Station and eventually reach the Lore Spire complex. You are greeted by a very frazzled looking first seeker who literally is waiting for you right at the docking bay and goes, "Where's God?"
It's
Sorry,
right
that's
here in
not their
this
voice.
suitcase.
"Where's God?" Ah, understood. She has some people grab the suitcase from you. We will get that powered soon. Wonderful. I have gotten the reports from guidance about your mission, and this took a turn. So I'm going to offer you a choice. Either A, you can continue on this mission and figure out the god pieces and bring them all back here so we can figure out what's happening, or B, we can set you on a different mission and someone else can take care of this problem.
You think we can't do it?
No, but you are rather new, and this is, well, you did just bring back a god. This
I
might be.
say we found we get to find the other pieces.
That's why I'm giving you first dibs. I have your android team. They have been rerouted to go settle on the planet that we have the. Uh, well, they'll be searching the solar system. We have a vague idea of where the next piece is from your friend, or at least from what guidance has said. Hopefully, when your friend wakes up, the god, he can tell us maybe some more specifics. Um, we're we're figuring this out as we go, but the we'll have you guys should be able to head out to the next one in a few weeks. Let's go team. Sorry, I've had to
Go
do a lot of
team!
paperwork recently because of this. You'd be surprised at how much paperwork there is when you find a god. Um, there was paperwork I didn't know existed. There was paperwork I'm pretty sure no one knew existed.
I imagine they would have had to make a whole lot new paperwork for it.
Oh no, you would think so, but that goddamned artificial intelligence is really good at making paperwork for just about anything, and apparently he already had paperwork for this sort of thing. I didn't know that that sort of paperwork existed. I'm not sure why that paperwork was created in the first place, but that AI is goddamn thorough. The AI they're talking about is it's the artificial intelligence god of the mechanical planet of the Pact Worlds. But most people refer to it as an AI and not a god. Well, I am glad that you all are back home safe. Payment, yes. Normally you would go and get the payment from the other guy, but I figured I should give this one to you personally. She hands you each 50,000 credits. Um, I hope you enjoy the payment. Please attempt to not die finding the other pieces. Yeah, I've got paperwork to do. Goodbye.
I'm hearing shopping episode.
So you guys have 50,000 credits each. You also are leveled up to level 3.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think we need to have a mini episode of us just going shopping.
Can
well,
we please just have a mini episode?
next session likely is going to be a one shot that I have been planning, which will give us plenty of time to get shopping done. Because we can do that off stream. Alrighty. Well, it has been wonderful to run this game for everyone. I am very glad that I was able to do this for you all. Thank you to everyone who came and watched. Congratulations to Roasthorn for winning the giveaway. We will be doing those in the future. I know not next session, but uh, in the future, eventually, we will be doing another giveaway. Um,
Every 50 followers.
every 50 followers. So it has been great seeing you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Bye bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.